Hey Planeswalker, I'm Brian Schweitzer, creator of Arcanis. I've been playing Magic since 1994. I built Arcanis because Commander players spend a lot of time trying to understand, upgrade, test, and pilot their decks, and most of that work is still done by hand. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what Arcanis does and how it helps Commander players build better decks, make better decisions, win more games, save time, and enjoy their decks more. Arcanis is a Commander deck intelligence system. It does the heavy lifting for you, researching cards, checking combos, simulating starts, comparing upgrades, and figuring out how a deck actually wins, then turns that intelligence into Commander guidance in minutes instead of hours. Before I open the deck, I want to show you the My Decks page. This is where you can see all your Commander decks along with their power scores. The power score is really useful before game night. Commander brackets can be broad, so two decks can both be called Bracket 4 and still be very different in actual strength. If the gap is too big, the game may not feel balanced. One player can get completely run over, and nobody has much fun. Arcanis gives each deck a more specific power score from 1 to 100, so you can understand where your deck sits. Choose the right deck for your pod, and match up with players whose decks are closer in power. For example, the top of Bracket 4 would be a score of 85, with 86 pushing into CEDH territory. For this demo, I'm going to open this Atarka World Render deck. Arcanis can help me understand its weaknesses, find better upgrade opportunities, learn how to pilot it, and make better decisions during the game. That's the goal. Understand the deck better, win more games, and enjoy playing dragons, because who doesn't like playing a dragon deck? Now we're on the deck page. This is where the main tools live: deck analysis, Goldfish, deck optimization, pilot guide, trainer mode, and deck chat. The important thing is that these are not just separate one-time reports. Each tool creates intelligence for the deck, and Arcanis can use that intelligence together. The best way to learn these tools is to run them in order. Before running reports, the first thing Arcanis does is validate the deck. This is more useful than it sounds. I've had decks where I thought everything was fine, and Arcanis caught that I was actually playing 99 cards or 101 cards. Validation confirms the deck list and pulls combo and near combo information from Commander's spellbook, so Arcanis can use that intelligence later in the tools area. This Atarka deck is already validated, so we can move straight into the tools. The best way to use these tools is to run them in order. Let's start with deck analysis. It's extremely detailed. This is where Arcanis gives you the full picture of what the deck is trying to do, how well it's built, where it's strong, where it's exposed, and how it is likely to perform in real games. It also gives the deck a 1 to 100 power score and explains the reasoning behind that score, not just the number. That is important because the scope helps you understand where the deck really sits, but the analysis helps you understand why it sits there. You can see the deck's main game plan, win conditions, resource engine, interaction, mana base, risk profile, and pilot difficulty all in one report. So instead of guessing why a deck is working or underperforming, Arcanis gives you a clear starting point for how to improve the deck, how to pilot it better, and what to focus on next. Next is Goldfish. Instead of testing hands by yourself, which can be very time-consuming, Arcanis runs 1,000 Monte Carlo-style Goldfish simulations to show how the deck performs across many possible starts. The report shows how fast the deck ramps, how it reliably hits land drops, how quickly it builds mana, when the commander usually comes online, and how soon the deck is likely to threaten a win. It also helps spot problems like mana screw, mana flood, stalled games, or starts that build resources but do not convert. Those results become part of the deck intelligence Arcanis can use for better optimization and pilot guidance. Now let's look at deck optimization. Arcanis has information on every Commander legal card ever printed. It combines that card knowledge with the intelligence it has built around this deck: deck analysis, combo and near combo context, Goldfish results, power level, and our proprietary card scoring system to recommend better swaps. When you choose a target bracket, Arcanis works to move your deck's power score toward the top of that bracket, with a focused set of swap recommendations. This saves a lot of time. Normally, upgrading a deck means looking through your list, trying to figure out which cards are weak, researching what could replace them, comparing options, and wondering whether one card is actually better than another. Arcanis does that work for you and explains why each swap is recommended, so you understand what the change improves, what it might hurt, and what you would consider cutting. That helps you upgrade smarter before you buy cards and avoid costly mistakes and spend less time stuck in upgrade research. Next is the pilot guide. Improving the deck is only half the battle. You also need to know how to play it. A lot of players look through their deck, read their cards, write down the combos, and try to figure out the best way to pilot the deck before game night. That can take a lot of time, especially when the deck has multiple win lines or timing decisions. The pilot guide puts that together into a detailed game plan. It shows how the deck wants to operate, what hands to keep, how to sequence your early turns, which combos and win lines matter, and when to commit or hold back. That matters because a strong deck can still lose if you keep the wrong hands, sequence poorly, miss your win line, or don't understand when the deck is supposed to push for the win. This is how Arcanis helps you learn to pilot your deck better. Now let's try trainer mode. This is where you practice better in-game decisions before they matter. Instead of only learning from mistakes during game night, Arcanis gives you deck-specific scenarios and helps you think through what you should do. That could be an opening hand decision, an early sequencing choice, whether to commit to the board or whether to hold interaction, whether to push for a win or whether to wait. The goal is simple: make better decisions with the deck so you can win more games and have more fun when you actually sit down to play. This is where the ongoing value really shows up. The reports are the foundation, but deck chat lets you keep using the intelligence Arcanis has already built for this deck. Let's say game night is over, or I opened a pack, or someone suggested a card for this deck. I don't necessarily want to rerun the full optimization report just to ask about one card. Because Arcanis already has saved intelligence for this deck, I can ask a specific follow-up question. Notice what Arcanis is doing here. It's not just saying Mox Amber is a good card or Mox Amber is a bad card. It's looking at this deck, the reports we already ran, and the current card price to give a deck-specific recommendation. In this case, Mox Amber is valuable, but Arcanis is saying it's not the best fit for this deck because the deck doesn't reliably turn it on early enough. It even gives me a cut if I want to test it anyway. That's the point. Arcanis is not just a place where you run reports once and leave. It becomes a 24/7 commander coach for your decks. And if you're not sure what to ask, we also give you advanced prompts. These are organized prompts you can use for upgrades, new cards, match notes, game night decisions, rules, combos, and what you want to do next. This is how Arcanis keeps helping as your deck changes, your games reveal new problems, and your deck goals evolve. That is the real power of Arcanis. You spend less time guessing and more time enjoying decks that play better and win more. And the value doesn't stop when the reports are done. Deck chat keeps helping with deck-specific questions. Advanced prompts help you know what to ask next. And if you opt in when you register, Arcanis also monitors eligible cards for price movement and sends weekly buy-sell alerts when cards worth $10 or more move up or down by 20%. That helps you spot chances to save money, sell into spikes, or trade more intelligently as your collection changes. If you want to build better decks, make better decisions, win more games, and have more fun on Commander Night, you can get instant access to Arcanis and 24/7 Commander coaching today.